Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Strategy Game Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we're sharing another word for you. And this one is called Do Not Stop Pursuing Freedom. And I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to unpack what it means. So it says, this season can be filled with distractions if you let it. Don't be hindered by anything. Move toward freedom in all ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Don't hold back, don't compromise, and don't settle. This is not a time to put things off. Those conversations you've been meaning to have, or those things that you've been meaning to do them. Don't wait, don't settle, and don't accept anything less than freedom. Now, this is a powerful word, and this encouraged me personally. And today I want to use that to encourage you to not stop pursuing freedom, because when we get free in our lives, when we get free, when we get unhindered, then we can run our race with ease. It feels like living life in the overflow. It doesn't feel like walking through wet cement, right? If you feel like you're just trying to put one foot in front of the other day after day and you're exhausted and striving is not working for you, there's another way. And this is the way. So it talks about first how the season could be filled with distractions if you let it. And I always say this, you guys have heard me say this many times, distraction is the enemy of purpose. I truly believe that. If we let certain distractions in, it will hold us back from doing the work that we are created to do. And it's not a chore. When we're running in our lane and we're doing the work that we love to do, we are free and we're enjoying it. So it doesn't really feel like work, right? If that makes sense. So don't be hindered by anything. So as you're going through this, just two questions. What distractions are getting in your way right now? What distractions do you need to put down and trade in order for freedom and greater purpose? And then the second question is, what is hindering you right now? What's coming to mind for you? It might be something that's surprising you. And I would encourage you, even if you don't understand what word or phrase is coming to mind, write it down or take note of it and sit on that for a little bit and listen to see if you hear anything related to that, like unpack it. Sometimes there's a couple layers. Sometimes what we're hearing surprises us or catches us off guard or doesn't make sense. But if we continue to unpack it, then we'll begin to see it. It's like putting puzzle pieces together. So don't just take things at surface level. Assume in these cases, when you're unpacking things like pursuing freedom, that there is another layer. And I know I talked to you guys, and this is related to move toward freedom in all ways, physically, mentally, emotional, and spiritual, about the 5 whys framework. It's very simple. Ash Mariah developed this for Lean Stack, which is actually like a one-page business plan, but I use it in the strategy masterclass for how it applies to life. And to business. So when we're looking at things that are holding us back, ways that we're trapped or obstacles that we can't seem to overcome, what we can do is use that 5 whys framework to figure out where we're trapped physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I say next, don't hold back, because we have to leave it all on the field here. Like, this is a moment. These are the things, not necessarily the tasks that we do every day or the striving or the energy that we're expending on things that are secondary to this work. If we do this work first, that all becomes easy. So that's what I mean by don't hold back, don't compromise, and don't settle. Don't say, I'll deal with it later. Don't say, I'll think through that later. I'll create some time down the road. Because the longer you put that off, the longer you will pay the price for those things. And so my heart in sharing this is for you to get greater freedom sooner and run your race better. And that's what we talk about at Storywork. So it's not a time to put things off. So those conversations you've been meaning to have, if someone's coming to mind, don't wait. Those things you've been meaning to do them. Don't wait, don't settle, don't accept anything less than freedom. It's available to you, it's available to all of us. We are not trapped, we are not victims. There is always a way that we can create change for ourselves. And ask yourself what that looks like for you today, right now. I hope this episode encourages you. If it does, give us a review. And as always, for more, head to www.storywork.co.